Welcome back to Third Coast Podcast. I'm Joe. What it do, Gators? And you're listening to episode 285, Built Different, featuring Kalvin and Ralph. We break down Kalvin's MMA career and the importance of nutrition, Ralph's journey training with Kalvin for his first MMA fight. Kalvin explains what truly sets Hackney Fitness apart from other gyms, explaining how the culture is built around faith, family, and accountability. And if you ain't checked out Third Coast Podcast, check out Third Coast Podcast on 5000ws.thirdcoastpodcast.com, on all major streaming platforms, on all social media platforms, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's get into the show. Welcome back to Third Coast Podcast. I'm Joe. What it do, Gators? And I am joined today with Mr. Kalvin, Hot Boy, and Mr. Ralph. I don't think, Mr. Ralph, you have a pseudonym or a fight name yet?
Not yet. We still in the making.
Oh, all right. So, Kalvin.
What's up, brother?
17. I'm going to talk about your MMA career, pro MMA career. 17-7.
That's not right.
It's not right?
No, Rick's 20-7.
20-7?
Mm-hmm.
See Tapology?
No. There was 3 fights on there, man. The boxing state. I told us there's 3 fights on there they didn't want to count. I said, look, I got taxed for it. I did fight for it. The boxing state commission was there. Those fights are on there. So, yeah, it's 20-7.
20-7.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite fights is when you fought Joshua Davila. And from Atlas Fights 34.
That was a great fight, man.
And
great guy too, great guy.
The reason why I liked it is because you had previously lost, but you came back and won.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when a fighter to get in the cage is a heel by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Being a fighter is a heel by itself, but to take a loss and then to come back, fight the same person and just win, be better. And it shows that growth, that mindset of a monster, it's great.
Well, truth be told, you got it mixed up a little bit. I beat him the first fight.
Oh, so y'all had a trilogy?
Yeah, man. We did not. I've been asking him for that for the last few years now. No, man. Our first fight, I ended up beating him. Second fight, not to make any excuses or anything. I took the fight short notice. I felt pretty confident about the first fight. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Brother, I got tired. A lot of people don't realize that you fight your opponent, and your opponent's, man, skill does make a big difference. Cardio is your winner of the fight, brother. And I ran out of juice, brother. He did not. He kept moving forward. I kept backing up. But Josh, if you listening, man, I want that third fight, baby. A good trilogy fight would be great.
So are you still currently fighting?
Yeah, man. I'm still training. Still want to go at it.
And you're originally from Texas, right?
Yeah. I was born in Houston. I'll say that, man. I graduated Pineville High School.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was, apparently, the information is lied. This ain't the first time it's happened, too, where I've looked up stuff and, try to be informative for my guests, for a fighter, and it's been messed up. Yeah. So I apologize for that on both.
Yeah, I'm originally from Texas, but I moved out here when I was 15, and I'm Kalvin from Pineville, man.
Oh, okay. And I want to thank you for inviting me to come.
Most definitely. Thanks for having us on, brother. Taking Darian's advice and letting me try to do my thing with y'all. Thank you.
But how did you decide that you wanted to be a gym owner? How did Hackney Fitness come into be?
Man, I've wanted to have my own gym since I was a boy. That's why I say, man, all glory to the Most High God. I'm living my dream. The things that I want to do in life, I actually got to do. And now I'm literally living my dream. It's always it was set up, not planned, just the right people coming at the right times. I didn't even mean to fight. I was bodybuilding. I want to be Mr. Universe. I want to weigh 300 pounds. Huge, man. This is 2006. I have a guy in the gym. I'm doing incline press. I hear a guy talking about wrestlers. If you got a guy in high school and he wrestled in high school, man, you can make that guy an MMA champion. I'm a high school champion wrestler. I wrestled my freshman year and I went to state, and I love wrestling, but they didn't have it out here when I moved out here. So I did a year in wrestling in Georgia. I moved out here and they didn't have it. So I was kind of kaput with that. So I'm hearing them talking. I was a shy guy then. I'm hearing them talking and I'm like, man, I used to wrestle. Can I train with you? Next day I started training. 3 months later, I got my first fight. My entire life has been different. And that was in 2006. So I just feel like God lined me up with that guy at the right, because I've never did incline press. I would not be sitting here talking to you. This gym would not exist. So it's just lining up the right people at the right time so I can meet and push to where I need to be. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And how did you meet Mr. Ralph? How did y'all become acquainted?
Ralph hit me up. I want to say was it on Facebook? You shot me a text?
I think I shot you a text.
Shot me a text. He got at me like many guys and say, hey man, I want to fight. I say, cool. I give everybody a shot. I let him know what fighting is about. What is fighting about? Work. When you say you want to fight, just tell me you want to work. You're the hardest working dude in the room. You want to work, because fighting ain't what you think. I hear guys come and tell me about street fights and I'm listening to them, but that has nothing to do with this place. Street fighting is an emotional thing, and you're going to act in emotion. Dude, we're in a room just learning moves. That's what fighting is. People don't realize we're learning moves. I need you to over, and then your foot needs to be right there, and your arm needs to be, put your arm right there. Now put your foot right there. That's what MMA fighting is. We're in here humbling ourselves, and we're learning moves. It doesn't take your anger or you being mad, and you getting mad in a fight. That just tells me you can't think in the fight. So it's work. It's the hardest job I've ever had, man. I've built houses. I've worked at construction places. I worked at a lot of different places, but the hardest work I have ever done is being an MMA fighter. It hurts to lift weights. It hurts to run. Hurts to box. Hurts to wrestle. Sucks to do sprawls. It's just work. And if you got a guy who actually knows nothing about the sport, but he's the hardest working dude in the room, that's your next champion. He works. He works. He shows up, works. He shows up on days I can look him in the face and say, I know he don't want to be here, but he's here. And he's putting in the time. And we've almost been a year into it. So he came as a natural athlete, but now we've harnessed his brain to his athleticism. Now we're ready to put him in the cage.
And this is going to be Ralph's first fight?
His first fight.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What weight class are you going to be fighting at?
145.
145. Nice. And what is your stand-at weight right now?
160.
Oh, so that ain't a bad cut for you.
No,
then.
it's not. You understand cut, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
That changes the whole sport. I tell people, if you're a heavyweight during this sport, you might as well be playing golf. Your sport is totally different than our sport, because I'm thinking about the fight, but really I'm thinking about the weight cut. For anybody who's done this sport before and you've had to cut more than 10 pounds, it's the weight cut that's on your mind. You're your opponent and you're training for him, but on your brain is that weight cut, and you having to sit in that sauna and you having to take that last week to really increment how your diet is. It's tough. It is really, really, really tough. And anything more than 10 pounds, it takes your brain to someplace. For those who've cut weight before, you know what I'm talking about. You've been to places most people haven't gone, and you've endured what most people would not endure. So, I don't like big cuts with my guys. I don't, 10 or 15 pounds at the most. And if we gauge it right cause we got about 8 weeks to the fight. We're going to gauge it right to where he cut 5 or 6 pounds, and them codes are cutting 15 or 20, like you hear a lot of these guys doing in that sauna. It's just not healthy for longevity for fighting. I've been fighting a long time, man. I started in 2006. My body told me to stop the weight cuts. I used to cut from 180 to 85 to 145. My body told me to stop because my losses came from these hard weight cuts, and I get tired in the second round, and it's just too much. My body couldn't take it, which gave me a longer career as opposed to, I'm fighting bigger guys, but they have to cut the weight too. So that's kind of the downplay on their end. So the weight cut is something, guys, that you should do very, very carefully. And if you're cutting a large amount of weight, go to somebody to see if that's what you should be doing. It's about the longevity in your career, man. I want to fight this year. I want to fight 10 years from now. I want to keep it going. This is one sport that you can do that. The game has changed, man. Where guys back I remember when I was coming up as a teenager in the 90s, dude, that guys would retire in their 30s as a boxer. Now I see guys starting their career at 30 as an MMA fighter. It's a totally different game, and the body's a little different. We're a little smarter now. So we know how to keep longevity. And I tell people, if you're trying to do this career a long time, it's the weight cut. You might have to give up a few pounds, but that major weight cut will affect you for longevity of fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of different fighters, and it's usually the weight cut. And big shout out to Blake Lacaz, big boy out of Shreveport. He's a boxer and bare knuckle fighter.
Nice.
And he's going to fight now is standing weight, heavyweight. He's going to fight 185 and not change, or whatever 185 weight class is.
Yeah.
And because he said a lot of his losses, like you said, came from trying to cut weight, and he's a real tall dude too.
You get tired, and it's a different kind of tired too from a weight cut. I've been tired. I was like, man, I got to keep going, got to keep pushing. When I'm tired from a weight cut, I just want to get out. I just don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I hate to disappoint the fans, but I feel like I'm finna die in here. And I mean that. I feel like I am going to die. So weight cut is something that you should do. I think if you're cutting more than 10 or 15 pounds, you might want to get with your coach and rethink it. But I can say this on the professional level, the high end level, man, that's what they're doing. You got a guy fighting 55. He might be walking around 190, even 200 pounds, as crazy as that sounds. But that's what they do, guys. And what's the advantage of that? Well, the advantage of that is we all hit a high end level as far as skill goes. You know, an armbar is an armbar, right hand's a right hand. But once we get tired and it's a battle of attrition, I got two guys that's even, but I got one guy who walks around about 10 pounds heavier. The guy who walks around 10 pounds heavier is going to win the fight. And for those who know the game, we know that. You got two guys that are even, first and second round, they look even. Now they're getting tired. The man that weighs more, he's going to be walking back the guy who does not. So that's the gauge of it. I want to drop as much weight as I can, that way I can be bigger than this guy. If we're even at the end of the fight, at least I know I'm going to be walking him back and I'm going to have more weight on him. So that's the thing with the weight cut, man. It's tough. I have to admit, I hope things change in the future to where these guys will have a longer career and these guys don't have to go through the crazy weight cut. And I would think just add more weight classes. You know, that's the only thing I can think to do to kind of fit, kind of like boxing. You know, boxing weight classes, you got 8 to 10 pounds, you got a whole nother weight class. But it's because those guys walk around naturally. That's why I see two boxers and they look even when you see two boxers going, how many times have we watched an MMA fight and this guy's way bigger than that guy? Too many. So, and I just don't think that's fair. You know, just because you cut more weight and you was a little more responsible, like maybe with your diet, you cut more weight, it's still, you're 10 or 15 pounds heavier than the guy you're going against. Just because we weighed this on this day before, hey, we both get on the scale, we weigh this, and that next day you're 10, 15 pounds heavier than me, I don't find that to be fair. And that's the kind of stuff we see, you know.
That's why I don't like the heavyweight division, because after you pass a certain weight, you can just be whatever size.
Yeah, man. Well, that, and you know, you can't, it's 265. Now they don't fight guys that are unless they got some kind of special fight. But anything over 265, they don't do. And there are a lot of natural, I've seen guys 280, 290, natural, stocked big, you know, not overweight fat guys. Some guys are just bigger than others. So I think maybe the weight classes, as far as the heavyweight goes, maybe you start gauging anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds. Let's get these guys a little closer in weight. Because you're right, you got a guy that's 265 and I got a guy that's 215. That's heavyweight, but that ain't fair.
Yeah, I don't want that 50 pounds going to hit a lot harder.
It's
for sure.
a whole lot harder. And that punch, that weight behind your punch makes a huge difference, man.
So with your gym, it's not just focused on MMA. It's also focused on fitness too. Mm-hmm. So y'all take new clients in and they can just contact, find y'all online. Do you have
you can Facebook? I tell people Kalvin Hackney with a K. You can go to Facebook. You got to go to Instagram and hit me up that way. And I'll let everybody come in and get a free workout. Like I said, I was bodybuilding before I started MMA fighting. I wrestled in high school. I wrestled my dad my whole life. I swear, me and my dad fought so much. We was back and forth. Me and him wrestled so much, but so it made me develop a base. I did a lot of football coming up. Me and my dad did a lot of weight training, guys. A lot of weight training. I tell a lot of guys who don't weight train, that's how you have longevity to your career. That's how you stay young. That's what keeps your body young. It's the only way to make new meat. Weight train, divide one cell, divides, makes another. It's the only way to make new meat. So I tell them, man, you want to have a longer career, weight train. And that's something we do here with a lot of people. That's what makes you look different is the weights. So we weight train. We CrossFit. I did a lot of strongman competitions where we flip the tires, man, and we carrying the things and we pushing the truck. We do a lot of that here. It all goes hand in hand with MMA. I want to be fast as I can be. I want to be stronger than my opponent. I want to be more intelligent in my opponent, but I want to have all those things line up. It's great to be a skilled warrior, but if my body is not skilled with my intelligence, I won't make the par. But if my body is in tune, I am fast, I am strong, I am explosive, I can endure, I can last, and I'm intelligent, I'm smart, I'm going to be a successful fighter.
Well, with 20-7, you are a successful fighter.
So I'm going to say this, God is great. Also lining up, man, when I got started, I wasn't thrown to the wolves. I let a lot of people know that. I didn't get thrown to the wolves. I had a promoter who was looking out for me, setting him up with the right kind of competition. I'm from 06, man. So back in that time, these guys know everything now, bro. They know how to wrestle. They know how to box. They know jiu-jitsu. Back in those days, guys only knew one thing. I was a wrestler, man. I knew how to wrestle and ground and pound. So what did you do? You line Kalvin up with K1 kickboxers. On paper, on TV, they look amazing, but they knew nothing about wrestling. And what did we do when we got in that cage? Wrestle. I'm not finna box with these dudes. You're finna knock me out. I'm finna wrestle with you and get you down to the ground as quick as I can to put something on you, because you don't practice wrestling and you don't practice jiu-jitsu. So I just took this fish and put it out the water and made him fight on land, man. That's all it was. So I got lined up with the right ways. And after about 5 or 6 fights, then they threw me to the Sharks. But by the end, I was a Shark myself. So it's just lining your guys up with the right. And I'm very careful with who I line my guys up, especially the first few fights. Because the truth be told, if I got lined up with some of the guys that I would fight now, back in my early career, I got beat up. I was like, man, maybe I should have stayed in school or had that education I wanted or something, you know? When the truth is, if just being lined up the right way. So I do my very best to line my guys up the correct way to keep them fighting. You know, so just making sure the matches as even as we can make it. And that's going to put on a better show anyway. You got 2 guys that are even, it's going to put on the best show, and opposed to one guy who's far better than the other guy, you know?
And I have learned a little bit about that recently too with Waylon Bailey. Shout out Waylon Bailey.
Hey,
Team Bailey.
That's my boy, man.
And like he told me like the differences in taking fights and letting fights go. Yeah. And the importance of that. And you just touched on it a little bit, but is that a common thing in the MMA world for like a promoter to just throw like ideas or fights at you for your fighters and for yourself? I'm like, and not caring about injuries and stuff like that.
Main thing is making sure your guy is leveling up. Every fight is supposed to level him up. If I got a guy that I think he's a little more advanced than my guy in certain areas, I don't like the fight. I don't. But if I got a guy that's like, man, that's a pretty even fight. If anything, even if he lost it, it'll still push him to the next week. He's going to be a better fighter. Those are the kind of fights I take. We want the win, man. That's cool. It's full to win. We're going to have fun that night. We're going to have fun as a team, go out. But the truth be told, I want these guys to be the best they can be. I want them to hit the next level. And if that means taking a fight to help them get the next level, I mean, I take, for instance, like Owen. Owen has fought guys that made him better that night, no doubt. It taught me a whole lot as a trainer too, pushing my guys in ways to make sure they're not getting hurt, but I'm trying to get them to the next level, man. That's all we all want to do. I've been doing this a long time, but I'm still a student. I'm still learning something, and I will learn things from anything that anybody. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to humble myself, and I'm going to watch what you're doing and see if I can add it in my arsenal. Because I think that's a lot of MMA is it's a lot of different things we do in judo and Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu and wrestling. But I found with me, I'm going to take a little bit from this, and I don't like that. But I like this, and I don't like that. But I'm going to pick this, and I've just kind of made my own thing. And that's what I'm trying to do with these guys, is make sure they make their own thing up. And as far as coaching goes, I was hearing you guys talk earlier about the coaching. I will scream something at my guy that, hey, I need you to do this. But let's say he didn't do it. I know what it's like to be in the cage where my coach told me something that I knew would get me in trouble. I didn't do it. So being that I know that and I've been in that way, if I tell him to do something, I tell him twice. I'm not going to tell him a third time, because they got smart in there to say, you know what, coach, I'm in here right now. I don't think this is going to work. Go to the next move. So that's being a good team with your fighter, is knowing each other and knowing what's to go. I'm not going to scream and yell at him to do something I know he's not doing. He's not doing it for a reason. So let's go to the next move so we can get this fight done. So, yeah.
So are you very vocal and loud in the corner?
Yeah. Very. I know they hear me. First thing I do is I search. That's like, man, I give it on. Owen, you hear me, right? Yeah, you do. I bet. Just hear me. Got me. We're good. And we talk right through the thing. A good fight is almost like playing a video game. A lot of these guys are like that. It's like, I'm going to give you the joystick. Oh, and I need the kick. Oh, there it is. We can go home now. So it's if I could tell it to him, and Sean Brown's real good with that too. I can tell him to do. I'll walk Sean through fights, and we go from the start to the finish and get it done. So that's a good fight, and that's the same way my coaches was telling me to do what I need to do as I needed to do it, because it's a reason that you got your offensive coordinator in the press box, right? Because he can see things that I can't see on the field. It's a reason that I'm listening to this man on the outside, because there's certain things that I can't see. So I listen, and they've walked me through several fights. You know, that's when you know you have a team and you don't feel like you're in there by yourself. Mm-hmm.
So if you would given Ralph, since it's going to be Ralph's first time stepping into the cage in the future, what type of advice do you give a first-time fighter when that experience happens?
Well, the first thing I remind him, why you do this? Come on, man. You did this for the same reason everybody else did this. It's fun. Ain't it fun? Ain't the first initial reason you became and I'm talking to every MMA fighter out there, the first initial reason you started to do this because it was fun. It's fun to hit people in the face. It's fun to take people down. It's fun to get took down and then do the work to get up. It's fun to learn a move and apply the move and actually see it work. That's when I fell in love with it. When I got taught something I never learned and I'd done it and it works. Let me do it and do it again. It works. I fell in love. So that's what it is, man. Is you learning moves, applying moves, and so on and so forth. It works.
Do you have a song picked out for your intro yet?
I got maybe 3 of them, but one of them, God Only Knows. I think that'll be the one.
You want him with you when you go in that cage, don't you?
Most definitely.
Yeah, you do. Another thing, it brings you closer to God, brings you closer to religion. You know we need him. He's the Most High. He's everything. So when I walk in that cage, I want to make sure he's right there with me. When I'm in here training, I want to make sure he's right here with me. When I get in that cage, I want to make sure it takes all the fear away when I can put it all on God. We're a Christian-based gym here, man. We put God first in everything. We know we're together because of the people that God brought us together. We're here. It's no accidents. He's meant to be right here. Brother, you're meant to be sitting here talking to me, and we're meant to do it for God's glory. So that's what we do. We give all the glory to the Most High, man.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So when y'all because I know different promotions have different, like, little walkout areas and stuff. Is there because I know with, like, say, professional wrestlers, right? That when they walk in, that's their entrance, right? Mm-hmm. They own the arena for their 10, 12 second. Do you get with your guys and be like, own that a little bit, or you let your guys do what they feel is comfortable? I want them
to do the thing, but I remind them what this is. Dude, you're not winning wars. You're an MMA fighter, which means you're a dancer or a rapper or a singer. You're here to entertain the crowd. Entertain the crowd. Make them want to come back and see who you are. The fight is great, man. But if you see major showmanship, just major showmanship, they put on the show before the fight, man. And that's what I want them to do. I want them to remember their name. Go out there, put on a show. You are an entertainer. Fighting is part of it. He's learning. There's a whole lot more that comes with this, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, learn your nickname, pick out your music. You're an entertainer. He's an entertainer. We're here to entertain the crowd. I want to scream and yell. I want to kiss on babies. I want to put the baby back in the mouth. I want to do a backflip. I want to do all the things that I know is going to make this crowd love me, jump up and cheer, and come back and buy another ticket. We're entertainers. So entertain.
I'm getting some great stuff from you right now. It's amazing what y'all are building here, and it's amazing just coming to see a little bit, giving the viewers out there a little insight into y'all's world, and I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite thing? Winning a fight or watching one of your guys win a fight?
Man, I'm a weird guy. Any fight I've ever had, win or lose, I bet you couldn't tell whether I won or lost. I'm happy just to be there, man. I'm happy to be there. And I understand the loss. Wins don't make you better. Builds that ego. Yeah, builds that up real good. But it's the losses. And every fighter here knows that. You don't go back and study none of the bad things on your win. In fact, you only look at the good things on your wins. That's all fighters. But when you lose, you will study every intricate part of not losing and going through that embarrassment and shame to yourself. The thing about this sport, it's only shame to yourself. Nobody feels bad about you losing your fight. You may feel bad, but no one else, because everyone understands this sport. A blink of an eye, you can get dropped. You can leave that arm out there a little too long. Oh, I put my hand down. It's that fast. And most guys who are undefeated in sports because they didn't take the right fights at the right time. So we all understand that, but the losses that make you better. So I appreciate them. So honestly, I'm gonna say my guys win in the fight. Most definitely, they put on the show, and he said it right. I don't say I get nervous with them, but I know that it is very, very important. I can take a loss. I can. A lot of guys can. And I've took a lot of guys in that back room and had to talk them and what the loss realizes, knowing it was supposed to happen. It was God written this in your life before you were born. You were supposed to lose. And as a man, take that loss with your chest out and you go and go over everything that you need to go over and never lose this way again. That's why God put it in your life. If you love this sport, if you don't love this sport, well, go find something else to do. But if you do love this sport, appreciate that loss. Thank God for that loss and see what that loss made you. How did it make you better? Go do the work. And this is to tell everybody this. You own a phone. YouTube, everything you want to, you know how much stuff I've learned on YouTube? I've learned as much on YouTube as I have from trainers before. Through my losses. Through going over, I wasn't supposed to, now if I'd have had my arm right there, I probably would have got that. That's the way it goes. And you go back and you learn and you get better and you get better and you get better if you love the sport.
You have to love it though,
Yeah,
right?
Man, you got to love it.
It's always crazy too, is like just the fine details. Like you wouldn't even like, I'm still trying to learn, and I've been watching fighting for a while now, but like hand placements, and like you just brought up, you could put your hand in just one wrong spot and boom.
It changes everything. It could end the fight. Just the smallest, most intricate things could end the fight. It's MMA. It's a very, very different sport because there's so many different things involved. It's so many different things. That's why you study your opponent, because you don't know what background he comes from. And you want to have an idea of what he comes from. I'm not big on studying my opponent big time, but I like to see him move. I like to see some of the main things that he likes to do. And then after that, I don't want to see him anymore. And then it's all about me. So, yeah, that's the way I'm going to do that.
With your fitness, has there been, because Owens had a drastic body change from coming to the gym, is that like a cool feeling too for you? Not because you got, MMA fighters, you win, lose and stuff, but bringing someone in that's kind of overweight, that don't feel confident about themselves, getting them in the gym, getting them to just start working out, and then to see the changes. How is that to be like that feeling?
It's amazing. That's why I love what I do, man. I love it's not just fighters. We got tons of people here who make changes. We live in America, man. Our number one enemy is food. What makes us the number one enemy? Because it kills more people than anything else. But we don't talk about it. It's not on billboards. It's not on news. Oh, you will see murder on news. You see car accidents on news. But you don't see the number one killer in the United States of America is the way we eat. Why? Because if you're listening to this right now, I guarantee by name, you know someone who's died of heart disease. By name. You may not know nobody died of murder or a car accident, but by name, if you're listening to this, you know someone by name who's died of heart disease. Heart disease. You do. I guarantee everyone in this room does. Because it hits us more than anything. And it's the way we live and it's the way we eat and it's things that we accept. It's the food that we go down. It's every time I see a fast food joint, it's quick, it's convenient. I'm trying to change that. I would love to see a healthy America to where we're thinking about the way we eat. We're worried about what we're feeding our kids. How do we go to sleep tonight? What did you put in your stomach? What's in your body? It's your body. What's in your body? So when we get people here, we're trying to change their lives. And we got several clients here who make big, big changes, man. We've been doing that for years. To see somebody who is very overweight to say, if you don't change, you may be talking to Jesus here pretty soon, to where they change and now they're not. I love what I do. I love to see people change. I love to see people get healthier. And then that same information that I got and gave to them, well, they're going to pass it so on and so forth. And that's how we keep it going. But we need to have a healthy America. This is things that we need to talk about. These are things that should be billboards and commercials, and everywhere we go, in every supermarket you go on, it should be a health checklist on what you're doing. But these things are not there when they could be there for the number one killer in the United States of America. So yeah, I'd love to see someone change their life, because I know we just added 40 years to their life.
Hey, you talking to the right person, because I'm a conspiracy head about when it comes to like the red dye 40. Now they want to try to get rid of it when it's been in food for over 20 years as a preservative, and it's just Skittles being outlawed. McDonald's, the food don't even it don't decompose. There's a dude that has a burger from McDonald's from 30 years ago, and the receipt is started decomposing versus the hamburger.
That's crazy. I saw that as well too. So you got to realize you have to take responsibility to yourself. You have to almost be skilled to eat to where you're eating healthy. You have to be skilled. You have to know what you're doing. I'll tell everybody this. Look, you know how I'm talking to everybody right now. You're smarter than Einstein. Right now, if I'm talking to you, you're listening to this. You're smarter than Einstein. You want to know why? Because you own one of these. If you got one of these in your hand, there's no information you cannot get. None. And so what do you want to do when to find out about food? Look it up. It's going in your body. You are your body. Look it up. I look up everything that should go in my body. I'd set diets and things for my clients, but what you put in your body is going to determine how long you live and your quality of life. So in a lot of times, if you live in this country and you don't know, you just don't know. We'll pick up a green label and see the word healthy on it and think it's healthy. And I'll go read the back and I'm like, they're wrong for that. You know, so you have to learn. And I take that by going to somebody, a dietitian, a trainer, someone who knows how to eat. And you go sit and you have conversations with them so you can learn. Because just going in the supermarket and just picking up and buying, thinking you're not eating healthy. Yeah.
It's, the big corporations like to brainwash America by, slapping McDonald's on every billboard, or, you got Taco Bell, and that's not just, there's some fast food places that tried to have some healthy options, but not really, not many.
Not since 2020. Maybe before 2020, but not since then. It's a lot different since then. A whole lot. So I tell people you have to take your conscious decision to know what to look for when you eat. And the best way to put it is, man, if you're waiting in the drive-thru line for your food, you're eating your slow poison. Call it slow poison. It ain't gonna kill you now. You might see one of your grandkids, but you will not see your great-grandkids. You will not see them grow up. You will not be around for your children's children. And for you to be around for your children's children, you have to eat correctly and you have to do what everybody else is not doing. Yeah.
I know you probably can't tell. You're probably over here look at this big motherfucker.
No, you lost. No.
Yeah, I've lost.
You lost weight before I can tell by the way your body looks. You used to be a big guy.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Way back when I was like 280 at one time before I joined the Army. Mm-hmm. But here recently I dropped like 20 something pounds because I tired of bringing all these chisel fighters on the show. And I'm over here looking like Shrek or some shit. That's why I was looking at the video of the last one. I was kind of a little hunched, so I've been making sure I was.
That posture's good. Yeah, chest is out. I feel you.
Because at our spot in Oakdale, I have got these chairs that are specifically like posture chairs, so the back rises up on them, but they're all wood, so I can't put them all in the car. So, but it helps with like posture. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. But yeah, food is definitely one of the biggest killers. And you're right. It's something that people don't even think about a lot.
Because we're not taught to think about it. We like to believe we think for ourselves, but we don't. Your mama think for you. What you watched on television think for you. Whoever you like to scroll and watch, they think for you. So we don't talk about this in this country. But if you go to every other country, they do. Like every other country I see, they really care. I think there's a lot. I was watching, school kids, just school lunches throughout different countries. In every country I saw, it looked like they just went out to their garden and went and got some stuff and killed a chicken, threw some on a tray. We got dried chicken nuggets. It had like some French fries. And out of all the countries we named, we look the most horrible, but we're the richest country. You know that? Like we're the richest country. That's what's crazy. And we die of food. And that still blows my mind is we have the best doctors, the best hospitals, but more people die in our hospitals than any other hospitals. Ain't that something? That's the trip. So with all that being said, man, you can't go to fast food if it's out of a box. If you didn't make it, the easiest way to put it, make your own food, cook for yourself. If you do that too, you save a whole lot of money. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, fast food is crazy now. It's as much as you pay for it, you might as well go sit down at a restaurant because it's about the same thing. So, but if you're buying fast food, it is not good for you. If you're eating it every day, you're not going to get your full life expectancy. You will not get the quality of your life fully. And as you having one life to live, man, you want to get everything you can from it. And I want to get the most time I can from it.
So do you help clients and your fighters with nutrition a lot then?
Everything, man.
You go
come
knock
in,
stuff, they come in with something, you knock it out their
vitamin
hand with
regimen, diet. We take the pictures. I do the whole. Now, cease from your own understanding. You ain't got to know nothing. I need you to do this, and this. And when you don't know, shoot me a text. Don't you eat it. Shoot me a text. Take a picture of it. Can I eat this? No, you cannot. But you can eat this. So I do this. I do that all day for my clients. It's just letting them know what to eat and what not to eat. And I don't give them any excuses, you know. It's a laid out plan. Just do this, and this. You're going to have 40 years to your life and you're going to look young.
I a funny thought in my head. I just imagine like, you know, Darian or Ralph looking over their shoulder. You know, they talked about how like when you kind of go away, they kind of rest a little bit on the mat. I wonder if they're at their house when they're like about to get some ice cream or something like that and going.
I've walked
or you're like in the window or something.
I've walked in the supermarkets and see clients who would literally turn the other way. And I'm following what's in your cart. What you doing? It's for your babies. No, it ain't for your babies, but to be honest. Yeah, we've done that before.
But seeing as in a joking manner, it's all family and stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, not everybody's perfect. You know?
No, man. You still live in America. Main thing is if you got a client and I'm watching you change every week, because that's the thing. If you're working out and you're training and you're not changing week to week, there's something you're doing wrong. If I can look at myself on Monday and next Monday I don't look different, your diet may be different. You might alter the way you took in your sugar and carbs, but something is off. You're supposed to look different every week of training. Every week you should see a difference. And if you're not, it's because you're still eating bad. You may be indifferent, but you just found a different way to alter your sugar and your carbs. Yeah.
Ralph, what was your first impression?
When I first met Kalvin, I was in high school. He was training some of the guys on my football team, and
I remember that.
They tried to talk me into joining up, and they kind of showed him. I think he had him pushing a truck or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah.
I got him a few years later.
I was like, nah. But when I first walked in the gym, real nice, and pretty strict, and it was everything I needed. It was pretty much everything I needed because I come in feeling insecure, and he kind of sensed it and told me everything I needed to hear. And the very next day I walk in there, I was telling him, I think I want to fight. And he was like, well, look, this the diet plan. You're going to stick to it. And I kind of, just like he say, like people find other ways to do it. He started noticing it.
Yeah.
He was noticing. He was like,
you ain't harder. That arm looked like.
Yeah, he was like, just like today when I first walked in, he was like, oh, yeah, you look smaller than yesterday.
Yeah. He's leaner than yesterday.
That's because I was listening to him and did my little diet thing like I was supposed to. And it's tough, but Kalvin's nice. Kalvin's one of those guys that once you meet him, he going to be around forever.
I'm trying to be, baby. No, Ralph is great. Ralph showed up, said he wanted to fight. He was a great athlete. And like I said, this is the thing about fighting. Fighting makes you act right when you don't want to. I don't want to eat diet. I don't want to do no diet today, but if I don't eat this dude probably going to beat me up in front of my mama, dude. It's going to make you eat that chicken breast. It's going to make you stay on your diet regimen. I did not want to train today, but if I don't train today, the dude going to beat me up in front of my mom, bro. You better get to the gym. The fight is going to make him show up. The fight is going to make him do the extra rounds. The fight is going to make him put that extra 5 to 10 pounds of weight on that bench press. The fight makes you pushes in ways that you wouldn't normally push because I don't want to get beat. And it's very, very simple. How does this guy beat me? If he works that much harder, he's going to beat you that much more. If he works this much harder, he's going to beat you that much more. And what you are for those 8 weeks you train is what you are, what you're going to do and how you respond on this mat for those 8 weeks. That's what you're going to do in the fight. So I say, if you're getting tired now, you better give me another 3 or 4 rounds so you don't get tired in that cage. Because that's the worst place I have ever been in my life is in the cage, so tired. I just want to stop this. I don't want to do this no more. No offense to the fans. I don't want to do this anymore. Coach, you can throw in the towel. If you love me, throw in that towel. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't want them to ever feel that way. That is the worst place I have ever been, where the punches don't even hurt. but my heart's going to beat out my chest. I'm going to die in front of all these people. I never want them to feel that way. And that's why you have to come cardio correct. Because if you get tired and your opponent is not tired, you are going to get beat up. And I don't care if you're a million times better than them. It doesn't matter. If they got 10 punches flying at your head and you can only throw 1 or 2, they're going to connect with you. It's just a given. You have to do the running. Got to do the plyometrics. We got to do the extra rounds. We got to do all of them things, man. So we never get tired and we get to perform. The coolest thing about never getting tired, that's when the fight is fun. Fighting is fun, man. I got this move. I don't know. I'm thinking, look at his foot right there. I bet if I jump in, he gives me that spot. I bet if I do it again, I'm going to throw this left hand. There it is. That makes you feel incredible. And to be able to go, and you never get tired, it's the funnest place I've ever been in my life. Yeah.
Y'all really do got something amazing going on up here.
God is good.
And I know this ain't just, you have a 9 to 5 too? No. If you're
I've been a personal trainer since 2008.
Nice.
Before that, I was a fireman.
Oh, so you can definitely pop up and knock stuff out people's hand randomly. I don't know. I'm telling you, that would be a cool, like if you're doing like a promotion thing or like doing like a little video short for, how the world is full of content creators now. Mm-hmm. You're a musician, you got to be a content creator. Podcast, content creation.
Well, that's how you get the
fighters,
information
content
out there.
creation.
Yeah.
But I could imagine you like someone going to eat something, you just slowly pop up out of the corner, out of the pin, just
right out the bushes. What you doing?
But closing in on that time mark, would y'all have any words of wisdom y'all would like to share with the Third Coast podcast community out there today?
Man, put God first. First and foremost, put God first in whatever you do. And if you put him first and you pray about whatever you do, thank him first and then pray about what you want. Ask him sincerely. Chances are he'll line you up to where you can do the work to do it. Because I've come to realize God doesn't really do things for you. He just put the right people in front of your face so you can do the things yourself. If you want to do it, be an MMA fighter, first tell yourself that I'm going to be a hard worker, because to be successful at this sport, you have to work very, very hard. And if you want to be very successful at it, it will be the hardest job you have ever had in your entire life. But like my dad still tells me, man, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So I love this sport, man. I love what it does. I love the camaraderie. I love the brotherhood, the sisterhood, how it brings people together. Most people who first come into this, they never plan on fighting. I didn't plan on fighting. I told the dude, I was like, man, I'm gonna get with him. I'm still gonna bodybuild. I ain't bodybuilding no more. It worked. I plan on fighting. Same thing with a lot of guys. A lot of guys want to come here and just learn moves. Once you learn the move and you apply the move and you're getting the guy who's actually fighting, that's when you want to compete. And then when you decide that I'm going to compete, you take it to the next level. You're more responsible with your diet. You're more responsible with your vitamin. You're more responsible with all your training. You're responsible with your sleep. You love your mama better. You love your girl better. You do your kids better. You work harder. Everything you do, man, you're going to want to do better. That's why I love this sport, man. It brings out the best in people.
Mine would be, you say put God first. I mean, you need God with everything. Mm-hmm. Second would be like find that personal inspiration. Inspiration could be kind of anything. Maybe you want to go down his pant size, or you want to drink less, or anything like that. Just find the inspiration and continue to push yourself. He always say when we doing rounds, and rounds is tough, he always say, do your rounds. You're not going to die. And kind of just have it replaying in your head and just continue to push yourself. Mm-hmm.
And if you do die, you don't have nothing else to worry about.
Right. I gave it my all.
Jesus, baby, we here with you now, bro.
I guess my words of wisdom is to make sure to love yourself.
Yeah.
Look at the mirror and say, I love you. I know sometimes that's hard for the listeners or anybody out there, but self-love is very important.
It's extremely important. How can you love others if you don't love yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But thank y'all so much for taking time and being a part of the show and letting me come and podcast up the gym. Which room is this?
Athletic room.
Athletic room.
Appreciate you, brother, man, pushing our name out there, pushing
yes, sir.
All this interview did was just bring us all closer together, man. So we really appreciate you as well.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Right now, you can't go podcast with anybody else now, Ralph. It's over with. The first and only Third Coast. But y'all already know who it is. I'm Joe. What it do, Gators? And we out.